Hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Lee the Vessel, your number one bread sharer. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I'm hoping that whatever comes from this revelation is it reveals something to you, or if not, pray about it and understand why it came to you. So I'm going to be reading chapters and their revelations because that is how I got the revelations. Now we're going to start in Genesis 9 verses 22. This is a story where Noah was in a state of inebriated state, and he was not seeing himself. He was very in a vulnerable state, and that's when his son saw him. But what the wrong that his son did, he then went on to tell his brothers about his father's, you know, vulnerable state. But instead of what he did, they went and did a different thing, and they just instead didn't want to do what he did. So in Genesis 9 verses 22, that's when he took his shame and spread it across peoples. So sometimes spreading people's vulnerability is not a good thing. It's something that's a disqualification of you or your character, your integrity, because you chose to not take to heart what people say to you and keep it as a secret, but instead chose to do what you did and spread it. But then Shem and Japheth, which are Noah's other children, his two sons, they chose not to ridicule their father, but instead looked away and covered their father's nakedness, which was also honorable for them. See, now he took his father's shame and spread it, but that was the thing that dishonored him. But now when they went and said, I would rather cover my father than taking his nakedness and putting it to the people, because it's the same as when someone is being vulnerable to you, when someone is telling you their vulnerable things, they don't expect you to tell people or tell people how they have been vulnerable to you and how that vulnerability it disqualifies them in your eyes. But instead, you should just cover up their pains or their vulnerability. I'm not saying you're God or Jesus, but instead you are made in their image. So you are ought to have an integrity into your own life. Now, moving from that chapter, we go into another popular scripture that people like to read on, but we never get to understand it. So Genesis 11 from 1 to 9, right? This is a sin to avoid. Many a times we do this and we